Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our program today in honor of Yoga Day. This is a program about Sahaja Yoga Meditation, and we welcome everyone warmly and thank you for joining. My name is Jen. I'll be the host for this evening. And we also have Sia is going to be presenting and playing music. Sia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, hello. I'm a mom of 3. I live here in Austin, Texas, and I'm really excited to be here today and hope to join you all in our meditation, a little bit with music. So this is a Native American flute, a Navajo flute, so we shall be hearing that later.
Thank you. Sia and I both practice meditation very regularly, and we also teach, and we're very excited to share what has become just part of our lives. So first of all, we're going to just briefly go over the agenda. We'll talk about what is yoga. Sometimes we have heard different things about what yoga is. There's a meaning that is very specific to Sahaja Yoga. So we'll talk about how yoga and Sahaja Yoga intertwine. We'll also practice a inner energy awakening, which I'll guide you through, and meditation. And then we're also going to have live music performances again by Sia. And then following that, at the end, we'll have questions and answers where you can interact with us and give us feedback and find out more. So yoga goes back thousands of years. The origins of yoga go back to spiritual texts. And it's something that has been around way longer than any of us. Sage Patanjali is said to be the founder of yoga, and everything that has occurred since then has kind of been an offshoot of his original codification of what yoga is. Now, what is yoga really? Yoga actually means union in Sanskrit. So yoga is actually referring to something very spiritual, a spiritual happening. So it's the union between our own inner energy, which I'll explain in a minute, and the all-pervading energy that's all around us, the divine power, consciousness, if you will. So yoga actually is spiritual in nature, not referring to any religion or belief system or anything like that. It's just union with this all-pervading power. So it's not something that we actually do. For example, in the West, we often think of yoga as something we do. We go to class, we do physical postures and things. But it's actually, the root of it is this happening, this awakening, this connection. So Sahaja Yoga has within it the fundamentals that are instrumental for us to attain this union. And on the screen now, you'll actually see an image of the subtle system. And that is something that we all have within us. It's comprised of energy channels and chakras. I don't know if many of you have heard of chakras, but you can kind of think of it as sort of a spinning wheel of energy. And so we have 7 main ones that are aligned along the spine, and we have a left, right, and center energy channel. So the energy within us is constantly circulating through these channels and around these chakras. And when we get stressed in life, when we have too much going on, or we become lethargic or depressed or anything like that, these centers stop working. They stop being the thing that balances us and keeps us going. So with Sahaja Yoga, we have a technique for balancing them, which then brings our whole system, spiritual, mental, and physical, into balance. And each chakra, as you can see on the screen, is associated with a particular spiritual quality. So, for example, the heart chakra, as you can imagine, has to do with love and compassion. And so when we work on this chakra, we actually manifest those qualities more securely, deeper within us. And so over time, when we practice this form of meditation, we actually change, we actually transform ourselves. At the very base of this subtle system, in the orange triangle that you can see, is what's known as the Kundalini. The Kundalini is a conscious energy force that's within us, and it's dormant in every person in the sacrum bone. So sacrum is derived from the word sacred. So you know that the Greeks and the Latins, when they named the sacrum bone, they already knew there was something special, something spiritual in that bone. So when we practice Sahaja Yoga, when we have this this energy awakening, this Kundalini uncoils itself. It starts to travel up through these channels and chakras that I described. And so it's wanting to stop and fix and balance the parts of us that need its help. It's conscious and it knows where to stop and bring more balance. Which chakra needs help? Which channel is balanced? Which channel is not balanced? And so on its way up, it's working to bring these changes within us. And then when it comes through and out of the top chakra, which is at the top of the head, that was that rainbow depiction that you saw on the other screen, that is the picture of yoga. That is where our inner energy combines with the all-pervading energy. So it actually comes and emerges from the top chakra. So at this point, we are said to have our self-realization, and we are said to be transformed in a very spiritual, in a very real way. So this is a real happening. It's something that we don't just think about mentally, or we don't do physically. We actually grow and change because of this transformation within us. So when the Kundalini comes out the top of the head, that's when we may feel that we enter a state of meditation. So meditation is really a state. It's something that happens to us, and you can describe it as thoughtless awareness. So we're very much aware, but we're without any thought. So if you look inside your brain sometimes, if you stop and examine, you'll see that there's constantly this chattering. There's feelings of maybe that you're sad, or you're worried about something. You may be depressed or lethargic, or you may just be busy and you have 20 million things running through your mind about what you have to do. And so when we are in a state of meditation, all of those thoughts, those waves of thoughts, tend to slow down. So at the bottom of the screen now, you can see the very wavy line is the image of very quick brain activity. And then as we begin to meditate, it starts to slow down until the waves become softer and more gradual. And then you can see toward the top of the screen, you can see there's a few waves, and then there's a straight line. That's where the thought stops. And then it might come back again, and then it stops. So finally, in the state of thoughtless awareness, when we're truly in meditation, you just see that solid line. There's just no thought left. And that is the place where our brain can actually rest and we can recharge. And we're very much connected with this spiritual energy. And it's all within us. The ability to have this is all within. So the idea is maybe that the first few times you meditate, you may experience just a second between your thoughts, but as you practice more and more over the weeks, months, years, those gaps between your thoughts will widen, and then eventually you'll end up in that state. So our founder of Sahaja Yoga is Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. She has since passed, and this actually is the 100th year anniversary of her birth. And her special gift to the world is that she found a way for this energy awakening, this self-realization, this Kundalini awakening to occur en masse. So what that means is that she would sit before thousands of people in auditoriums all over the world and lead through an exercise in meditation, which I'm going to do this evening, we're all going to do together, and the energy would awaken. So she figured out how that would work. And when she figured that out, she decided to start traveling all over the world in countries everywhere, the East, the West. And she was so compassionate. She loved to meet people, and she just wanted us to all transform. She said this was our way of evolving. This was the next step in human evolution. And she firmly believed you can't know the meaning of your life until you're connected to the power that created you. So this is this all-pervading power, this spiritual power. And in yoga, in this connection, we are connected to that power. So we are actually going to play a brief video right now where we can hear Shri Mataji describe yoga and Sahaja Yoga, the meaning, in her own words.
See, yoga is where you unite. It's the union between yourself with the divine is yoga. That's the real spiritual yoga. All other yogas like physical yogas and all that's the wee part of what one Patanjali wrote. It's a very wee part that to cleanse your body and all that is there. But there is no need now to do all that.
Asanas and pranayams are very popular. We do the postures, but in Sahaja Yoga, is there a place of doing the yoga postures?
No, we do it,
breathing?
you see, whatever is needed. Here, you see, this is a very half-baked knowledge. And what happens that like any half-baked person will take all the medicines from the medicine box, like that they go on doing it without understanding whatever is suitable to a personality. Every personality is different. Moreover, when the Kundalini rises, you know at what chakra it is stopping. And that is the chakra you work out. Supposing now there's a chakra in the center heart, we call it. It is caught up. Then there is an asana you can do. Some people have to do Paschimottanasana if their Nabi is caught up. But all these asanas are done according to the need of the chakras, which wherever is the Kundalini stopping. Kundalini, as I told you, is the reflection of the primordial mother within us. And she is individually everybody's mother. Now she is anxious to give you your second birth. When she is awakened in the sacrum bone, she rises upward and crosses through 6 sectors, pierces through your fontanelle bone area and reaches a point where you get connected to the all-pervading power. It's like, you can say that it's like a cord you have to connect to the mains. So unless and until you are connected to your mains, you do not know what you are. Once you are connected, then you start knowing that you are the spirit. In the same way, it rises when it is awakened. Very simple. But for that, you have to have somebody who has the authority to raise it. It's a spiritual authority. Supposing tomorrow, if you get your realization, you can do it also. You have to awaken Christ within us, and that can only happen through Kundalini rising. And when he is awakened, he sucks these two institutions there. One is the ego created by this activity of action, and by the activity of desire, the superego is created. Both these are sucked in, and once these are sucked in, then there's an opening and you feel extremely relaxed, and the Kundalini opens the all-pervading power, or sort of it touches it. Then the all-pervading power starts coming down, as he explained to you, a shower starts coming in. When it comes down on the sympathetic nervous system here, the chakras also get relaxed. Then again more of the Kundalini threads rise and give you a greater and a greater opening into the all-pervading power. Now this is what is the self-realization.
In the sacrum bone, at the base of the spine of every human being, there is a dormant spiritual energy known in Sanskrit as Kundalini. When awakened, it rises through vital energy centers along the spinal cord, called chakras. As the Kundalini passes through the fontanelle area, we can feel a cool breeze above our heads and in the palms of our hands as we enter a state of thoughtless awareness, peace and oneness, known as self-realization.
Saha means with, Jo means born with. So it is a right every human being has got to be in union, that is yoga, with the divine power. And is within yourself, Sahaja, born with you, spontaneous.
May this philosophy offer solutions to our society's problems and create a better or a new world.
Yes, of course, because what's wrong with us, I've just now told you, is all these problems coming from human beings because they are ignorant and they are blind. But once they get the light, they become like angels. And when all these angels will come back, then there will be no problem. All our society is ruined because we have no idea to the aim of our life. The aim of our life is to become the spirit, to have the self-knowledge. And once you have self-knowledge, you are surprised to see how dignified you are and how glorious you are within yourself. Once you discover that, all these things drop out and you become a wonderful person.
Thank you.
God bless.
So now we will actually have the experience of our self-realization as I lead you through this very soothing, calming process where your own inner energy will start to awaken. It's very easy. All you have to do is follow along with my voice. We will try to have our eyes closed, but if you can, if you get stuck on where to put your hands, you're welcome to look at the screen where you'll see the figure in the position that we're in. And just try to keep an open mind. This may be a new experience for you. What I'm going to be doing is asking you to put your hand on certain areas along the subtle system. So we'll place our hand on a chakra, and I'll say a spiritual affirmation associated with that chakra. And it may not make any sense to your mind, but what you're going to do is just say it and let your spirit respond. So one of the things to be aware of is that during self-realization, you may experience some sensations on the head, the hands, the body. That's because our subtle system is very closely aligned with the spine. And so if you feel something, it's actually by design that it may represent a blockage or an opening in your system. So you can ask that during Q&A if you do happen to feel something, and we'd be happy to answer. So right now, let's just all have our hands open on our laps and close our eyes. And we'll just take a deep breath together. You can hold it in and exhale. And just take your attention inside. Forget about everything that happened during the day. And just take this time for yourself with the intention of having this experience. It is your desire that makes it happen. Your desire is the key for this Kundalini to arise. With the left hand remaining on the lap, we can all put the right hand on the heart, so left side of the chest. And we're going to be addressing this Kundalini energy as we go through the energy awakening. We're going to be talking to it. So here I want you to say inside your mind a question, a fundamental question. We say, inner energy, who am I? Who am I at my very core? In my essence, who am I? And then just let go. Okay, now we bring the right hand down just a little bit to the upper left abdomen on the left side, so covering the rib cage. And here we ask our inner energy another question. We can say, Mother Kundalini. We can address it like our mother because it is a nurturing, conscious, loving force within us that wants to help us. So let's say here in our mind, Mother energy, am I my own master? Am I my own teacher, my own guide? And we're not trying to think about the answer with our mind. We just ask and then let go. Am I my own master? Okay. Now we'll move the right hand down further to the lower left abdomen. So you can rest your pinky kind of on your leg while the right palm presses on the torso. And this is the area of our second chakra, and it has to do with pure knowledge. So we have to ask for it. We need to ask our energy here. May I please have the pure knowledge? May I please know the truth about everything? And here at this point, our Kundalini may start to open up, uncoil, and just gently move through us. Just like a cool flame of energy rising within our subtle system. And now we bring the right hand back up to the upper left abdomen where it was. And here we answer the question that we asked before. So here we simply say, I am my own master. With sincerity, with confidence, we say, I'm my own master, my own teacher. Everything I need to know is already within. Okay, now raise the right hand again to the heart. And here we answer the question we asked by saying, I am the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit, the pure self. This is who we are in our essence. We need to truly understand and believe this on some level so our Kundalini can come through this center. We are spiritual beings. I am the pure spirit. I have this body and I have this mind, but I am the spirit. Okay, let's take the right hand now and put it on the left side of the neck and shoulder, the corner where they meet. press the palm into that area, and you can turn or tilt your head a little bit to the right. And this energy center has to do with the way that we feel about ourselves. So when we feel wrong or guilty or inferior in any way, we get blocked here and our energy cannot flow. So what we do here is simply say, I am not guilty. I'm not guilty. We need to absolve ourselves of any wrongdoing because we are human, we make mistakes, but we cannot feel guilty. So we must say just a couple more times, I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty. I do not condemn myself in any way. Okay, now you can bring your right hand to the center of the forehead. Place your palm on the center, and then you can just bring your fingers around to the sides of the head. And you can tilt or lean your head just a little bit into your hand. Here at this center where our brain is, we must simply do one thing, and that's to forgive. So from your heart here, we can say, right now, I forgive everyone. Just without thinking of anyone in particular, just in general, I forgive everyone. I forgive everything that happened, everything that will happen. And I also forgive myself completely. I forgive. Now take the right hand and move it to the center of the back of your head. And you can look up a little bit toward the sky. And here we say, please forgive me for any mistakes that I've made against my true self. Please forgive me. Now, finally, take the right hand and open it up as wide as you can, splaying the fingers back, and set the palm on the very top of the center of the head, and press down firmly, and then we're going to make clockwise circles while pressing down. So if someone was standing behind you and looking down at your head, that would be the clock. So we're moving clockwise direction, pressing down, so we're moving the scalp, not just the hair. Just slow circles, just a few times, with our full attention on that area. And this massaging action can help to open this seventh chakra. And while we're doing that, we can say here, sincerely with pure desire in our heart, may I please have my self-realization. May I please be connected with my true self. May I please enter a state of real meditation. Okay, slowly bring your right hand back down to the lap. And try to keep your attention where it was on the top of your head. And we're going to just stay in this state here while we listen to some live music. And if you see the thoughts coming in, try not to judge yourself. Don't condemn yourself. Just watch the thoughts. You can say, not now, or I forgive that thought. Just watch them, just like waves on an ocean when we'll meditate together.
So we can keep our attention inside. We can either close our eyes or we can look at these beautiful video shots compiled by somebody who's meditating so sweetly. And just watch these things completely, this nature, completely without thoughts. So once we have our self-realization, the awakening of this Kundalini energy, and we can feel it, let's try. If we can feel it, maybe now a little bit stronger, coming out on top of our head. So once we have that, we are truly able to be thoughtless. So we can keep our left hand open and our right hand over our head. And it may maybe just be a couple of strands that we can feel cool, or maybe they might be warm at the beginning, and that's fine. Eventually they will cool over time when the system is getting cleared out. Let's try the other hand. And keep your attention right there on the top of your head, over your head. Let's keep our attention without thoughts, very relaxed, nothing strained. Let's bring our hands down again and enjoy the music. So this is a song called Sat Chit Ananda, which means Sat is the knowledge or the truth, Chit the attention, the awareness, and Ananda the joy, the bliss. I am the knowledge, I am the attention, the pure attention, and I am the pure bliss. Atmaham, I am the pure spirit. So we are really putting our attention on the heart, where the spirit resides. If you want to, you can even put your right hand on the heart and really identify with the spirit and nothing else. And this is a poem it's a little bit of a variation of a poem by Shankaracharya, an amazing Indian saint and poet, put into English. pure spirit am I. Satchitananda Rupam Atmaham Atmaham Satchitananda Rupam Atmaham 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 Atmaham. Now let's see again. Let's put our hand, maybe the left hand this time first, over our head with the right hand open. And let's see if we can feel complete stillness and peace inside and cool coming out of our head. It can be sometimes quite far away. And then we can try with the right hand and see if we can feel with the right hand. It could be that one hand is cooler than the other. You can keep the hand quite flat. And I'm passing back to Jen, sorry.
Thank you, Sia, for that lovely music. I just am in a state where I don't even want to continue the program. It was so beautiful. Music just has such a quality that it actually resonates with this energy center that we have, these centers and this Kundalini. They are mutually kind of talking to each other. And so the music actually can move the energy within us. It can bring us into balance. It can work on our chakras, and that can open our heart, open some of these places that we might be stuck, and allow the Kundalini to flow more and more, and then just leading us into a deeper meditation. The more Kundalini that can rise through us when the chakras are balanced, the deeper our state. I hope everyone enjoyed that meditation. This is really just the beginning. The self-realization, this Kundalini awakening, is just the first step. And there are so many more opportunities that we have to share with you, that you can learn more or meditate more with us. One thing on the screen now I'd like to highlight is another 21-day meditation course coming up. We have these a few times throughout the year, and what it is just a 21 consecutive days of Zoom online meditation, guided with some explanations about some of the chakras and some of the other knowledge-based things in Sahaja Yoga. And you can see the details on the screen there. We also have online programs that are more weekly in nature, as well as in-person classes in some areas of the United States, and in fact, all over the world. And our classes, Zoom or in person, are always free of charge. Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi always said that this system is within us. You just have to be shown how to use it. You can't pay for something that you already have. And there you can see our website. You're welcome to go on and explore, see what you can find and learn. And you'll also find all the information about our free public programs, classes, seminars, everything coming up. Another great way to stay connected with us is to join our community on the WhatsApp. So it's just an app that you download. You can scan the code on the phone on your screen, and then just use that. It's moderated by practitioners of Sahaja Yoga if you have questions or if you want to learn about special events coming up, and just to kind of stay connected with somebody as we begin our meditation journey. Sometimes we don't know what to do. How do I get started? What do I do next? There's always people that can help you learn more. So there's also an email on the screen here now. If you would like to contact us right away, go ahead and do so by email, and we'll get you all the information that you need. At this time, I think we'll go ahead and start the question and answer session. Now, this is a live stream, just so everyone knows. So you're welcome to participate. You can unmute yourself. You can show your screen if you want, or just we can hear your voice. And we'll take questions, and Sia and I are both here to answer whatever questions you have about the program or just about Sahaja Yoga in general. We're happy to share.
So I switched my system around to headphones. Can you hear me well enough? Good. I think we agreed to have the hands raising idea. So if anyone would like to ask a question, then use this hand raising symbol in reactions, and we can unmute you once we call your name. If you have any questions about Sahaja Yoga, about meditation, or you can also pop them in the chat, maybe to Sahaja Yoga Meditation, and they will be directed to us. So we have Ragini.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Hello, Ragini. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Good to see you back here.
Yes. And I just got to know that another 21-day program is starting soon.
Yes.
Siya Didi, I wanted to know something like my daughter is 5. Is there any group in which she can do meditation?
Yes, there is. We can send this, maybe the people behind the scenes can send you an invite in the chat for children's meditation, for new seekers. Absolutely. There's something starting. Awesome.
Thank you.
Ragini is actually somebody who has joined online, right? You joined us online and you had great experiences. Do you want to share just a tiny little bit of how the meditation has helped you or changed your life? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Actually, it has helped me in staying in the moment mostly, and my mind doesn't get diverted a lot like before. It still does, but not like before, and I'm able to control myself, like my mind sometimes, and my emotions as well. So that is helping me out. And there are few feelings, like when I lie down on the bed, I can feel the chakras are moving. I don't know if somebody feels the same, but I can really feel them. And sometimes if I hold a phone or something, then I can even feel them more. Because then it gets obstructed. Those, that energy gets obstructed in the on the way. So I can feel more, but mostly I feel them on the heart and my nabhi areas. So that is another level which I have achieved, maybe. Yeah.
What Ragini is mentioning here is something that we learn in the course. If you come to our course, is identifying any fingers that we feel tingling or sometimes heat or hurting, that they're indications of the state of a subtle energy center, which we call chakra, right?
Yeah.
And then you can specifically work on that yourself. You become your own master, you become your own teacher by identifying what's wrong with me, what do I need? Like how Shri Mataji mentioned in the video, we're not taking all the medicines at once, right? We need to know specific things that we need, and we're all a bit different. So
Yeah,
that's
right.
what you're saying. You've learned that. You really feel it, maybe
Yes, I do.
unexpectedly sometimes, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy to see you after so many days.
Excellent. Yes, we see each other again, 100%.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Anyone else? Or you pop them in the chat?
So following this question, on Saturday, on June 24 at 2 o'clock New York time, we'll be having a special Yoga Day session for kids on Zoom. And you can also find details and joining links on us.sahajayoga.org, our website. And we also posted information in the chat here.
Thank you.
And this is a great way to start for children, and they'll be followed by 3 weekly classes for elementary and middle school children.
That's great.
Yeah. Sometimes
Thanks,
we get a
Tom.
lot of questions about children. Can they meditate, or can I bring my children to class? And it's interesting because this Kundalini energy doesn't know if you're a child or an adult, how old you are, where you live. It rises no matter what. And the children are so innocent and pure that we find that they actually enter a state of meditation actually much more easily than adults even sometimes, because they haven't had any blockages or stresses that sort of clog the energy system. So sure, they absolutely can meditate. Maybe they won't do it quite as long as an adult, but even just a minute a day of having their attention here brings them into this clarity or focus, or maybe you'll notice their behavior changes. It's very powerful.
Definitely. They have less thoughts, less ego. So if we don't have any questions, maybe there are people who would like to share some experience. Maybe they felt some things that they're not sure about, or they had a nice experience they want to share. Please put your hand up. And if you're shy, put it in the chat.
We had a question if we have an in-person meetup in Austin, Texas. So luckily, CA is one of the instructors.
Yep. I'm here. Yes, do join us. Do you want to put that in, Tanya, about Austin? Actually, it's all on Google as well. You just put Sahaja Yoga Austin, and we have new seekers programs. They're all free of charge. All our programs are free of charge. And it doesn't matter if you join later. We will always pick up and explain from beginning, and just come pop in. It's a pop-in class, and the timings are all on the website.
Our classes may not have the special nature of having music, especially live, beautiful music in them all the time, but there are more online and more special programs where we have this. And if you go to, if you look on our website, you might be able to find other recordings of some of Sia's music, if you wish, or other instrumental musicians that play great meditation music. People ask too sometimes, do I need to have music while I meditate? Can I just have silence, or what should I be listening to? Music, again, is a great way. It's very heart opening. It can be joyful. It can be uplifting. It can be calming. So use music if it suits you is the short answer. And obviously music that's appropriate. I personally love to use music if I'm feeling a little bit lethargic or down, because then it gives me a little bit of boost. But if you find yourself thinking about the music and sort of it takes too much of your attention away and there isn't that silence developing, then maybe try without. I tend to kind of use it sometimes and not with others. You kind of just have to be your own master in that realm.
So we have a question in the chat. What's Sahaja Yoga Meditation? How is it different? How is that a different yoga method to other yoga methods? Do you want to answer that, Jennifer?
Sure, we can both answer. I mean, the Sahaja Yoga, the thing that makes it the most unique is the fact that the Kundalini energy is being awakened and is moving through us and developing our chakras and taking us into a state of meditation. I haven't studied or experienced a lot of different kinds of meditation before, so I can only speak about Sahaj, but from what I gather, other kinds of meditations may ask you to imagine something peaceful, like a lake or a river, or they might ask you to, focus on your breath. These are all things that may help us feel relaxed and peaceful, but in Sahaja Yoga, meditation is an actual state where there are no thoughts going on in the mind whatsoever, even ones that you imagine that may make you feel peaceful. So we move beyond all of that. So we think it's the most pure meditation, the most pure form. Sia, do you have something to add?
Well, yoga as such is very often associated also with movements, right? There's a lot of yoga classes which actually derived from things like Hatha yoga and a spiritual background, which would support the work on the energy chakras, but somehow that got mostly lost. That's what Shri Mataji was also saying about the asanas, right, in the interview. So to really know what do I need, not all the medicine, so which asana is good for me, which exercise is good for me, is not something easy. But the emphasis in Sahaja Yoga and the the main difference to other meditations is the opening of the last energy center, and that makes all the difference, like how Jen just said. The awakening of the Kundalini, that you are able to feel a cool breeze come out, and that you're then able to feel your chakras on your fingertips. That is the key to really understanding who you truly are, and to really go into thoughtless experience. I've met, again, like Jen, I haven't actually tried lots of other things, but I met loads of people who came from different yogas, did different meditations, and I haven't met anybody who came and said, we had this experience, we had this awakening in another yoga. I haven't met anyone. Or other movements ask for a lot of money, which is usually an indication that it cannot really be the true thing, because if it's the true thing, you cannot pay for it. It's a very important point, because like how we can't pay for our birth, we don't pay to Mother Earth, for life and air, and what we have to pay a water bill, but you get my point. So that's really important. So it may look like a jungle out there of different offers of yoga and meditation, but you got to truly ask yourself this one question: is this really connecting me to my true self or not? Am I really becoming my own master? Do I really feel something? Or like Jen says, do I have to imagine something and actually just preoccupy my mind with even more other mind things, and my mind doesn't really come to a rest into true thoughtless awareness? Because that's really only, the true thoughtless awareness is really only possible with the opening of this energy center that we have today done. And if you haven't really felt it yet, then come to the classes. We help you get that experience, and we can help you feel it. So I don't know if that's an adequate answer, but that's how I feel. We had Louis put a hand up. He disappeared. Is he still here? You want to ask a question? There's a question about Tampa, Florida. Maybe somebody can put that in the chat, classes. But usually if you put Sahaja Yoga and then the place where you live, you will get the local centers where Sahaja Yoga classes take place. So we're back in person. There's also tons of online classes, especially the 21-day classes coming up. Please join them. They guide you through in a wonderful way, a big, amazing team of people behind who is looking really into helping you grow, helping you feel, helping you understand. And Tanya, there you go. Boom, it's there already. You ask, bang, it's there. So yoga class is near me. Look in the chat. She's providing us with all these wonderful links. And join the WhatsApp group, because you have all these chances to ask questions, to share your experience, and to get all these links. So shall we wrap it up?
And to get more motivation.
Motivation. And to find like-minded people and exactly have conversations.
Also, tomorrow.
One thing I just made.
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
Yes, Tanya?
Yes, just like a couple more
I was just going to say, just
so tomorrow, as we are celebrating this International Yoga Day Festival, so we have more sessions through the week. Tomorrow we'll be having a special session on Zoom, and it will be also live streamed for youth and students of high school and college age. So I'm sure you all have children, or you know somebody. So please invite. All information is on our website. And as the students, they struggle a lot, and they'll be able to continue this with weekly meditation classes, and also join a community of young adults who meditate, and they'll share their experiences, how Sahaja Yoga meditation helps them to survive in this turbulent times, through all the student stress, finding purpose. So please invite your friends and spread the word.
We have a question from Luis. It's a great question, actually. It's helped me a lot, but I feel warm energy on top of my head instead of a cool breeze. Is this normal, or do I need to practice more? Practicing more, always, yes. So the easiest answer maybe for that is think of your system as an accumulation of everything, of your past, of your education, your family background. Everything's accumulated somewhere, right? It's sitting somewhere. And a lot of things are good, but a lot of things are also blockages or issues, right? So these are like, they create heat. Anything that shouldn't be there creates heat. Now, when we do this raising of the Kundalini and you feel heat, in my opinion, that happens when this heat gets pushed out. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign that something is moving. Chakra means wheel, and these wheels start to move, right? And any cleaning process, any work process creates heat at first, but when it's done, it's cool. So yes, there's something moving, there's something working out, and it is warm, but eventually you want to find that it becomes cool. So for that, you got to work it out, and we all work it out every single day. We all meditate every single day. We do certain treatments. We use the elements. We use fire, we use water, whatever we need, what we feel is needed today to balance ourselves, to remove those blockages, this heat. So you learn how to remove the heat, and then it becomes cool on the hands. But maybe we have somebody who is happy to go into a breakout room and help Luis to feel cool. That is something, I don't know if we've set that up today, but definitely in 21 days will be an option to go into a breakout room and work with somebody one-on-one and really go a little bit deeper in meditation and feel individually. Because one very important thing is when we get our self-realization, we are connected to collective conscious. That means I will be able to feel Jen's vibrations if I put my attention on her, on my fingertips. And she can feel mine, and I can feel Tanya's, and so on. So we can actually from afar help each other or feel what do you need. And we can also send vibrations. So that's a very, very important big point. So when you work with somebody in a breakout room and they meditate with you, they can help you work on your energy centers, and you will be feeling it, even though it's a Zoom call. It's pretty amazing, but we have tons and tons of proof. Ragini is one of them. So yeah, that's it. No breakout room today, I see. Okay, well, gotta come back to our regular classes or in-person classes. But I really hope, Luis, that you will feel it cool over the head if you keep meditating.
We have so many volunteers that would be eager to help you and work one-on-one with you for sure. And it really is amazing how you can feel the energy through the ether. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're on the phone or on the computer or in person.
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's just energy. I think that's part of why these 21-day programs and these online classes have been so amazing, because people do feel it. They feel this love and this joy just from participating and being in their home and looking at a computer screen. So encourage everyone to join that way if you can't find an in-person class. In-person classes are great. I lead one myself, and there's just this tangible thing, of course, being human to human, that's hard to get through a screen. But for many of us, we can't do that. We don't live close enough. So online is a great choice. I think, are we ready to wrap up? No further questions? We thank everybody so much for joining us. Thanks for sticking, for listening. Thank you, Sia, for your wonderful music. It was such a treat tonight to meditate to that. And let us know how we can help further. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.
Happy meditating. Come again. See you soon. Bye, everyone.
And we can also keep ourselves like offline. If somebody wants to stay here on Zoom, we can finish live streaming, and you can ask us still questions, like, you know, in more like intimate setting. So feel free to stay with us on Zoom.